been a while, and I guess I should apologize for not posting. But I've said it before that my priority is my health and my life, and sometimes that does mean getting very insular and shutting down and literally doing whatever it takes to keep myself on the path. I still in Tasmania. I have managed to find work and keep going, and through depression and anxiety, and I really got quite suicidal and was really questioning everything and had to resort back to living minute by minute. And just as I was starting to come out of that and starting to become good, this whole corona came into effect. The state of Tasmania is about to go into shutdown starting from tomorrow, and I'm gonna stay here for another month and then try and head back then. Heading back now would just be an exercise of paranoia that I cannot deal with. So yeah, let's break it down. Getting through the depression, and it's I fell back into old habits, fell back into eating. Sun's probably in the way, huh? Fell back into eating my emotions, and struggling to have any sort of routine and not finding purpose. Really trying to just stay in bed as much as possible, watching as much as possible, and avoiding as much as possible. And that's totally not what you're supposed to do, but sometimes that's what you have to do. Make life as simple as possible. Go through it, wait for the depression to at least stop crushing you in the morning, And for that to happen, though, you have to start getting into organizing your routine the day before. And the tiniest little impossible task of looking at anything you might have done successfully, or looking at anything that you have done, you have to start doing, like I did in my routine series. Slowly but surely, I started building that back up. Through this whole time I was working, I had no option. The accommodation that I have at the moment required me to work, so just working for food and board at least. So in some ways that was healthy. And now I'm doing carpentry work with another builder, which is very nice, and it's very isolating. So it's very isolated where I'm living and working, obviously. So I'm able to process the whole corona thing pretty easy. What's interesting about the corona is that as everyone else's levels of anxiety are going up, and everyone else is getting depressed, and everyone has to question what's real information, what's false information, Everyone is unsure about what's happening day by day, sometimes hour by hour, because of our political system here is so unprepared for this, both mentally and physically and socially, and yeah, it's showing all the cracks that our society has. Um, and I feel normal because everyone else's level of being anxious and being depressed and being in panic is my normal. That is my day to day. It's just a normal day. And with that social heightened level of anxiety, it makes me feel normal. I realize that I love a crisis. I love a crisis. I love when there's not time for me to be depressed and to be anxious, and you know the it gives you that excuse to force yourself to break it down, be like, right, I have to get routine now, I have to take care of this. And so a week ago, maybe a bit longer than that, I did start on Instagram finally, even though I said I was going to, but I before, but I actually did. And so just talking about the night routine, morning routine, little videos. Got back into that, really started to pick myself up from that point. Um, Getting back into like getting up at 4:30 in the morning. That really just does change everything. You have to be in bed by 10 at the very latest to succeed in that, to make it effective. It gives you so much more time to get your shit together in the morning. And it really is a good routine. But I'm also failing in that, which I did yesterday and this morning. And I had to leave where I was and come out here because tomorrow's gonna maybe lock down, and because my number plate on my car is from a different state, I don't know what that means when police will see it. And I don't want to deal with police when they're in a state of heightened anxiety and panic and uncertainty. That's not saying anything against the police. I don't want to have interactions with anybody. The whole self-isolation thing, social distancing, physical distancing, that was hilarious. Everyone's like, what? How can we do this? I'm like, that sounds amazing. That sounds perfect. Really does. It really does. It's also been interesting listening to the voices, the duality of, on an individual level, having a lot of empathy for the people suffering the illness and the families that suffer the deaths, and the people that are suffering as side effects, whether it be from being in a domestic abusive relationship and now locked in their house. People that are alcoholics are out of their routine. People with drug problems are out of their routine that was keeping them off jumping in the deep end. So there's all sorts of bad shit going on in people's houses right now. Lots of women, children, and in rare cases men too suffering. And on the individual level, I have a lot of feeling for that, but on the grand scale, I see the death toll rising. I'm just like, you keep going, you beautiful little thing, and it makes me feel like an asshole. It really does. And then you sit down and you process that, and you look at the duality of it, and you find the middle zone, and you can start analyzing it, and you start breaking it down, and you realize things like, well, with everyone shut in and couples shut in, I mean, it's like a blackout, isn't it? And what happens when there's a blackout? 9 months later, boom, population explosion. I mean, I joked to a friend the other day, the only thing that's happening right now is people are running out of contraception and they're in lockdown. So, yeah. But there's going to be all sorts of weird stuff. Lots of opportunities are going to come up. What's the opposite of opportunities? A lot less opportunities will be available in many aspects. I try to look at the whole grand scheme of things, and that's very interesting, reaching out to other people and talking to them, and how some people are still very, it's just a flu, don't worry about it. Fully educated people that are, yeah. And the whole conspiracy theories, all these normal people just posting all these crazy conspiracies on Facebook, and you're just like, wow, you know what? I'm crazy, and it takes a lot of work for me to be stable. And if I wasn't doing that work, I would be incredibly unstable. And I have the great potential to be a massive risk to myself and to everyone around me. But yet, fuck, I got control. I'm sorted. You normal people are dangerously unstable and crazy at the slightest upset to your routines. Which I understand, because so am I, but I'm aware of it. Meditation is key. Awareness meditation is key. I only do 10 minutes a day. Sometimes that's sometimes I fail at that, like this morning, failed at that. But it really does bring a lot into your life. So, reach out to Sam Harris, ask for a free year subscription to his course, his app. Sorry, uh, that's all I'm going to recommend. And I'm sure there's more I should talk about, but for the moment, I'm just going to try and get back into this, taking it day by day, and that's good enough. Just keep trying, people. That's all you do. Just keep trying. That's a genuine smile. See that? Genuine smiling.